Hi everybody, this is Cecily at Konalma Health Foundation, and this is the 8th in our series of videos introducing our grants management software, SmartSimple. The focus of this video is finishing and submitting a grant application. Let's start by going back to take another look at the Resources tab that we introduced in a previous video. We also talked about how to get to your applications in progress in that video. So let's go ahead and open one and navigate over here and look at the Resources tab. As you can see, there are a good many things available in the Resources tab, including guidelines for the current grant cycles, help references for the application you're working on, key concepts and helpful definitions, and these RTF files of the application forms. And these are a useful time saver. You can go and open the RTF version of the application you're working on. You can enter information in this file offline, and you can then use the text that you refine in this document to copy and paste into your application, and it's a great time saver. You can also track the words requirement. Just be sure that you pay attention to those word limits. Now, let's go and look at another thing we didn't cover too much in the previous video, which is what happens when you answer your eligibility quiz that you are not a 501c3 organization, but an organization that will be using a fiscal sponsor. Well, your application will open in the Fiscal Sponsor Details tab. And here you'll need to provide us with the name and tax ID number of your fiscal sponsor and the contact information for the person at your fiscal sponsor that we should be communicating with, especially if your grant is funded. It's important that that contact information, including the email, be correct and current. Let's go back and look at the other application that we're working on and check out some more information about the Geographic Information tab. Let's look at here in the geographic range. If we select anything in the tribal geography areas, we'll be asked to provide information about whether or not what we're doing will take place in an area that's under the jurisdiction of a sovereign nation or tribe. You can look at this helpful link to get more information before you decide what you're going to answer on this. Also, in the geographic information, in the impact portion, if you select statewide either as a primary option or as an other option, you will need to provide information about that statewide impact. So please don't neglect that. Another extremely useful part of SmartSimple is you can have collaborators, up to 3 on an application. And what you do to have your collaborator work with you on this application, let's say I want my finance director to complete the budget tab. So what I'm going to do is go to my tab bar here, and I'm going to write a note to my finance director by clicking on this plus icon to open a note and add it. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just go with the note that I already have. And then you can click on this invitations. And again, Use the plus to enter the name and the email and the role of the person you're going to invite, except I've already invited this person. And when you click the invite button, the person you invite will receive an email that looks like this, and they will click this link to accept or decline the invitation. They will need to have an account in the Smart Simple system, so if they don't have that already, they'll need to create one. You can direct them to our helpful videos. And once they do that, they will be able to open their user portal, and they will find the application information in their In Progress tab, in their In Progress bucket. Having completed all the information in our application, we will need to add some attachments. If we had answered yes, we would be working in the jurisdiction of a sovereign nation or tribal authority. We would be asked to supply our letter of support in the Attachments tab. But we always have to provide the organization's current annual budget, and we do that by using the Upload button. And let's go ahead and take that out for now. Using the Upload button, the Browse button, and there it is. Put it back. And then you can close the uploader. Your attachment is added, and you can move on to the Authorization tab. Here we ask you if you are the person we should communicate with when this grant is hopefully funded. If you are the person who's going to be filling out reports for a funded project and so on, you can select yes. If someone else is going to be doing that, you can select no, and you'll be given a place to enter their information. You can also add information for someone you would like to get CC communications about the grant. That might be a colleague, someone. And finally, you need to enter the name and title of the person who is authorizing your grant and check with them if they're okay with you submitting it as is. This would be a great place to use another invitation. That person can then sign on and see the application. They can use this purple button to see a copy of the application summary as it has been completed, including the budget information and the attachments links. And if they're okay with it, you can add their name, and you can click the Submit button. As usual, if you make an error and you can't submit it, this will be a link, and you can fix that. And once you have fixed your errors, you can click the Submit button. It will ask you, are you sure? And you need to be sure, because once you have selected yes, you will not be allowed to modify this information. There you go. That is a submitted grant. As always, your system administration team is ready to help if you need it. That's me. That's our program director, Nelsie, our communications and outreach coordinator, Dennis. And you can reach us at sysadmin@conalma.org, sysadmin@conalma.org. Oh, look, there's the email telling me that my submitted grant was received and giving me access to my application summary. Pretty cool. Thanks so much for listening.